So I'm going to be making a stretch ribbon comparison vlog. So, did you know that there are different types of stretch ribbon? Of course, I guess you can distinguish them per brand and you can distinguish them also per stretch type. Now, as for myself, I always distinguish them between the types of stretch it has. So there are two types that I know of, or maybe three. One is a bit more stretchier and one is not. No, I've been using this type for years. This is the stretch ribbon that I've been using. So it stretches to a degree, but it does not stretch all the way. Now, this is the only type I've known for a really long time. So when I found out there were actually stretch ribbons like this, so this is the other type of stretch ribbon. Now, this is the sheer stretch ribbon from Bloch. I really wanted to try this, so I on purpose or purposely tried to look for it. It's quite hard to come by, and I've been to a few Bloch stores where it's out of stock. But I finally found them in Amsterdam on my trip, and I finally had the chance or have the chance to sew it. So I'm really excited to use them or to try them. If you saw my video a few months back on the stretch ribbons, you know that it was a fail because I use this type of stretch which does not stretch as much. Now, there's also the other type of stretch where you have the regular stretch ribbon, then you have the garter in between. But I didn't want to buy those because they are so expensive here. I'm not sure about how expensive they are in other places, but I feel like I could make them myself where I attach the garter in between the ribbons. The only thing I'm afraid of is if it would snap, but I feel like if you sew it on a machine, it would just be fine. Anyway, so this is the type of ribbon I have been using all my life. Well, not all my life, probably after I got my Achilles pains, I started using the stretch ribbons like this, where they stretch to an extent. They still give you support, but they only stretch to an extent, which to me, I feel is really great if you have things like Achilles pains. It's not too stretchy like these ones, where it would give you too much of a give and go. Unlike these ones, where it would give you just enough kind of support with the shoe without, like the shoe falling off. So anyway, this is the only video I really wanted to compare the ribbons with, but I will compare usage maybe on my next videos. And for now, I'll be sewing my ribbons on my shoes. I'll show you how I prepare my shoes and everything in between. So I hope you enjoyed. Guys, so I just finished sewing the garter of the shoe, and I'll be sewing the stretch part, the ribbon part of the shoe. Since I'm going to be doing loop stretch, I'll only be sewing this on either side, like this. So let me finish this first. Finish this part. Now I'll just be sewing the ribbon part. Then let's do some comparisons later on. And it's sewn. It's a full shoe. Just removing the pins. And it's good to go. See? Less than 5 minutes. Next shoe. So first thing I would do is I definitely first mark where it should go with pins. And I try to be careful because I often, and I really mean often, prick myself. Even if there, see? I just prick myself. It's so easy to hurt yourself sewing shoes or being around needles, and you just get all these stab wounds from doing so much sewing. And I'm going to be using the super stretch ribbons or the ultra stretch ribbons for this shoe. So there, and loop it over since I wanted to do a loop on these ones. So yeah, these are the gainers that I got. I'm just being safe, I bought 2 shoes instead of just one. Okay. I wish you guys could see this part. I'll try. Maybe I'll just put my phone here or something. So there, this is what I usually do. I'm going to be trying the semi-stretch shoe ribbons first, which is the ones I've been using and which are the ones my kids or my students use for class. So if you notice, it's kind of just like a normal ribbon with a like a small extra stretch, which makes it easier for you to tuck them in. So when you tuck them in, there's like a small give. And this is what I like about it. It's tight enough to hold your foot in, but not too loose that it stretches out. So see, there's no stretch or just like a little stretch here. And trying it on my new shoes. Well, I really like the support of this kind of ribbon, and I have not tried this type because it's my first time to try the stretch or the extra stretchy ribbon. So let's see how it goes. I made it into a loop ribbon. This one, I'm using them on gainers. I wasn't sure how they would be on my Grishkos, and it's been a long time since I used gainers, but let's see how it goes with the gainers. A lot of you said you use, or around 50 or 100 of you said that you use stretch ribbons, but I'm not sure what kinds you use. But I would really recommend this type of stretch ribbons. I know that a lot of you probably use stretch ribbons because of tendon pain, but I still feel that you need the support of your ribbon for the shoe. And I'm not sure how a stretch ribbon like this type would be in the long run. And I'd love to try and maybe give another review on the ribbon after using it during a dance. So let's try it on this shoe. Since it's a loop stretch, which I finally am doing because my other video was a big fail on loop stretching ribbons. So I guess you just have to cross loop, insert, and the reason why I chose the sheer stretch is so that it would be clear on the tights. I guess that's how you should do it. And if you want it tighter, I guess, okay, it won't go in anymore. So let's use the other side. So it's 3 knots for me. I guess you can fix it so that it can be somewhat straight on the part of the ankle. Or maybe you can do like 1 loop. I'm not sure if you can do 1 loop or so. Well, let's see if it's as tight as the stretch ribbons that I normally use. So these are on the gainers. So in the initial, you can already feel that there's lesser support here. And if I pull, I'm not sure, well, let's try. Anyway, it's a sample. Okay, if I pull, there wouldn't be any more space to do another loop. So it's tight. I guess I'm not sure if I can tighten it anymore. So I'm not sure if I'd use these because I can definitely feel not much support here on the ankle parts as I would on these stretch ribbons on my other shoe. I don't think it has anything to do with my gainer shoe at all compared to the Grishkos. I do like the look, but if in the long run I don't like the support on the shoe, I will definitely change it back to this type of stretch ribbon. And let me know your thoughts on stretch ribbons because I would love to hear them. I've been using these types or this type for probably 3 or 4 years already. And it's the only kind of stretch ribbon I knew. And I don't know if I feel much support on my ankles or how I would do in class. Well, doing releves and doing steps wouldn't be so difficult, but I definitely have no or very little support here. So yeah. And yeah, leave us some comments and suggestions if you want to hear more about stretch ribbons. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what else you'd love to hear. Don't forget to click on the like and the subscribe button.